Hi, my name is Brenda Wellness, and I had the honor of meeting you at the Holistic Wellness Expo in Ferdinand back in February. And I am a certified Eden Energy Medicine practitioner, and I just wanted to come and do something special for you today. At the expo, I did a 30-minute presentation on the daily energy routine, and I was excited to see the response that I had. There was at least 30 people in my presentation, so it's encouraging to see that there's so many people that have an interest in energy medicine and healing naturally. But I did the 30-minute presentation. It was on the daily energy routine. And so I wanted to do something special for you today. So I'm going to demonstrate the daily energy routine because I feel like it's such a powerful tool to have in our back pocket, especially today with all this virus stuff going on, and staying healthy. And it really is just really powerful in that it can help us with our stresses, it can help us to sleep better, it can help us with pains in our body. So really, just anything mental, emotional, physical, it enhances all that in ourselves. And so there was a quote by Donna Eden. Donna Eden is the founder of Eden Energy Medicine, and she has a spectacular story that I shared at the expo. But she had MS, very young, diagnosed in her teens, and because of her ability to see energy and feel it, she was able to take her healing into her own hands, and heal herself of MS, which is really unheard of. So it's a very inspiring story. And so the things that she figured out, she brought together in this program called Eden Energy Medicine, or the Eden Method. And so there's a daily energy routine that I do daily, and it's to really help balance our energies and restore our energies and repattern them if they are out of sync. So what I was getting to is Donna Eden has a quote that she says, and I love it. It says, "The health of the body reflects the health of its energies." And what that's really saying is that any kind of dis-ease that we find in our mental, emotional, physical, even spiritual bodies, it starts with our energy. It's found and seen in our energies before it ever manifests in our body. So that is a profound quote to me. And so if we work with our energies, there's a good chance that we can be proactive with our health, in that if we correct our energies first, that maybe it won't manifest in the body, or maybe if it's already there, we can repattern our energies and rebalance and restore them, and help to get rid of those things that we don't want and heal. So I'm going to demonstrate today the daily energy routine. Before I do that, I just want to tell you a few things that we know about energy, and so it maybe makes a little more sense to you. But what we know about energy is that energy wants to move. Energy moves in specific patterns. We don't want our energies to be running like this, homolateral. When they run homolateral, we're trying to move forward, our energies are going backwards. That's when we notice the dis-ease in our body. Our thinking clearly is not there. And so we want our energies to cross over, actually. We want our energies to cross over. They cross in large and small figure eights. So they move in specific patterns in large and small and figure eights. They need space to move. Any kind of stretching that you can do, yoga, it all helps to create space in the body for energy to move. We don't want our energies to be constricted. Then that's when we feel headaches, that's when we feel emotional turmoil. So again, our energy moves, it wants to move in specific patterns, it needs space to move. All our energies are interconnected, all our body's energies. Our energies are affected by other people's, and we have the ability to affect other people's as well. And it's also affected by events, as we all well know with this virus going on right now. It's probably affecting us in ways we have no ideas about. Our energies do form habits, good or bad, but the good part is that energies can be rebalanced, or repatterned, I should say, rebalanced. Again, the health of our body reflects the health of our energies. So those are some of the bullet points that we know about energy. And what energy medicine is, it's non-invasive. So let's take care of our body and our energies before we have to do something more invasive. Let's work on it on a non-invasive level. It requires no special equipment, only our hands. Our hands are like little magnets, and we have the ability to move energy in our field with these magnets. It empowers you to participate in promoting your own health and healing. It's safe and natural, and it's really an art and a science, and it fosters our physical, psychological, and spiritual health. So I wanted to share that with you before we got started with the daily energy routine. So I'll tell you, I'm going to demonstrate it and tell you a little bit about what it can do for you. This exercise is great done on a daily basis altogether, if possible. It can take as little as 5 minutes, or it can take longer. I tend to do mine. I have several songs picked out that I do it with, and I do it over the course of 2 or 3 songs, which can take me 15 to 20 minutes in the morning, but I like it like that. And so I spend a good deal of time with it, but it can be just as easy as 5 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be elaborate. This is something that you and your whole family can do, and everyone be healthy together, especially on when there's nothing else to do. Let's work on our health. But I will be telling you what each individual exercise is good for, and so it can be done on its own as well. It doesn't have to all be done at one time, or just during the day. If you're not thinking clearly, one of these exercises might be good just for helping with that, and so you might want to do that at that time. And most of the time you can do these in places and nobody even knows that you're doing anything. Some of them obviously people would notice, but anyway, it's called the Eden Energy Medicine Daily Energy Routine, and we're going to get started. Some of them, and a lot of them, can be done just sitting down. So if you're not able to stand and be mobile, accommodate yourself and do what you can just sitting down. Anything helps when we're working with our energies. So the first thing we're going to do is called the 4 thumps, okay? And the whole while we're doing these exercises, we're also going to breathe with it, okay? In through the nose and out through the mouth. So we're going to start by tapping on our cheekbones. This is a beginning point for stomach meridian. So just take 2 or 3 deep breaths here. The next thump is going to be right below the collarbone. So find your collarbone and just drop down right below it. You should find 2 little indentions there, and just tap on those. Thump them good, thump them hard if you can. A lot of people at this point is very sore on. This is the end point of kidney meridian. Okay, the next one we're going to thump on is our thymus, right in the center of your sternum. Again, don't forget to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And the next one we're going to thump on is a spleen point. And it's about 4 inches down. You can kind of measure your armpit, about the end of the bra line for women. About 4 inches from the armpit. I measure with my fingers sometimes. And this can be sore for you too. and this is a spleen point. So those are the 4 thumps: the stomach point, the kidney point, the thymus thumb, and the spleen. Okay? And what I want to tell you about those, these 4 thumps are great to help with grounding, for energy, for metabolism, and the immune system. So the thymus thump is particularly great to get your immune system going good. Okay? The spleen is great for metabolizing anything from food to your emotions to anything in the environment. It helps to break it down and metabolize it. Okay? The stomach is particularly great for grounding. And this point, the kidney one, is really helpful to get your energies flowing forward and not going backwards. We all have those days where we feel like we need to go this way, but our energies are going this way. So this helps to get your energies really moving in the forward position. Okay, those are the 4 thumps. The next one we're going to do is the crossover shoulder pull. Okay, so I want you to just kind of dig into your shoulders, and again, our hands are like little magnets, and we're just going to swipe them down to our hips in a crossover pattern. It's like little magnets, moving that energy in that crossover pattern. Take a few deep breaths here. All right, that's great. The crossover shoulder pull is great for energy, for coordination, and for clear thinking. Again, you can do these anytime your thinking is clouded. You can just, do a few of these. Just dig into that shoulder and pull over to the opposite side of the hip. The cross crawl is the next one. Again, if you're not able to stand and do these can also be done sitting down. So you're just crossing over. If you can pick up your legs, or even if you can't, then just use your hands on your knees. Okay? But ideally, if you are able to, we're going to do the cross crawl like this. You're crossing your energies over and really use big motions. Use your space. Swing your arms, lift your knees up high. And don't forget to breathe. Okay, that's the cross crawl. And the cross crawl is great for harmonizing our energy, for coordination, and for clear thinking as well. Now there are other things that these exercises are good for. These are just the real basics, okay? But just know that by doing these, you're crossing your energies over, you're rebalancing, you're restoring them, you're creating energy and harmony within the energy, and coordination and clear thinking and grounding and metabolizing. You're doing all these things. Okay, the next one is called the Wayne Cook. And if you are able to stand and have the balance, you can cross your leg over. And then just turn your palms toward each other and clasp your hands, and we're going to bring them up under the chin and stretch your abdomen when you breathe in and out through the mouth. Do this breath a few times and stretch up. And then we're going to do the opposite leg over the opposite, okay? And then undo your arms and flip those around, and again. And then undo your arms and make like a steeple. And we're going to rest your thumbs right on above the bridge of your nose, the third eye. Take a few deep breaths here. And then we're going to place your fingers on your forehead and just sweep them across to the temples. Okay? Now, if you're sitting down and doing this, there is a way to do this as well. If you're able to, sometimes this way, sitting, is actually a little more powerful than the standing one. But if you're able to bring your foot over, or your right leg over your left knee, and take your left hand over your ankle, and then the right hand over the sole of your foot. So you got a crossover pattern with your legs and your arms. Stretch up and breathe. And then the opposite. Left leg across. Okay. This one over the ankle. Your left one over the sole. And you can bring your foot kind of stretch towards you if you can. Okay, and then again, you do this for a few breaths and stretch over your forehead. Okay, that is the Wayne Cook. The Wayne Cook is a great technique for clearing and focusing the mind, for being able to see with a better perspective. Now, Wayne Cook is actually the guy who came up with this technique, and he used it to help kids that were stuttering, and found that they would be able to learn it better, when working with the stuttering or learning in general, that this really helped with stuttering. It helped kids with dyslexia. And so it's just a really powerful technique. But that is called the Wayne Cook exercise. So now we ended like this, and we can go right into what's called the crown pull. And you're going to start right at the line that lines your hair, and we're going to just kind of dig our fingers into our skull, and we're going to create space between the sutures on our skull, and just dig in as much as you can and pull them apart. Energy needs that space to move, and so we're doing it all the way back. The back of the head, the neck, and then dig those fingers into your shoulders. Let them hang there and take a deep breath. And then just bring your hands crossed over your heart, and take a breath there. Feels so good. So the crown pull is great if you have a headache. It clears mental congestion. It sharpens your memory by, again, opening those sutures, pulling it apart and creating that space, and opening the crown chakra to a higher inspiration or spirituality. So that's the crown pull. Now the next one we're going to do, again, if you're not able to stand, you can still do these things. You don't have to cross your legs on the Wayne Cook. You know, you can just do this with your hands. Maybe cross your ankles. Accommodate yourself. Whatever works for you, it's all good. And so the same with this one, connecting heaven and earth. I'm going to show you standing up, but what we're doing with connecting heaven and earth is really creating space in our bodies. It's a good stretch. So if you can just do this, if you can't stand, and really feel the pull, you know, stretching everything. But I'm going to show you standing up, because that's how I do it. Okay? So we're going to start with our hands on our thighs. Take a deep breath in. Always coordinate your breath with each move, just like if you do yoga. So we're going to bring our hands up over our head in a prayer position and bring it down to our heart. Now I like to do a little squat when I do this. So I'm going to squat, and then I'm going to stretch up with my hands. One's connecting heaven and one's connecting earth. Stretch those fingers, stretch those arms, hands, your side, your head. You can look up, you can look down. Just remember to breathe. like to take a deep breath in, and when I'm in this position, I hold it for just a second, and let it out and come back and do it again. I always get a nice little back adjustment when I do this exercise. So you know you're creating some space. After you do that a few times, bring your hands together, and then let's just fold over and hang there. I like to move in figure eights while I'm down here. It feels good on my low back. Do whatever feels good to you. I come up with some figure eights in front of me. But that's connecting heaven and earth. And heaven and earth, like I said, it really creates and opens energies throughout your whole body. You are stretching everything, and you're lubricating your joints in the process. You're stretching your fingers, your hands, your arms, your sides, your neck, all the way in your low back, your legs. Everything is getting stretched, and all your joints are getting lubricated. It's a great space opener, energy opener for your body. Okay? The next one is the zip up. So the zip up, we have meridians in our body, which are called energy pathways in Chinese medicine. They're called meridians. And these meridians, they can become clogged, and we need them to move. Today I'm just going to introduce the one meridian because it has to do with this technique called the zip up. But it starts like right at our pubic bone. And again, our hands are like magnets. You can use one hand or two, and you just trace up the center of your torso into your lower lip. Okay? And breathe in and breathe out. And you can do this several times. And you can even just bring your arms around. And that is the zip up. Again, you're just tracing that meridian, and you're getting energy flowing through that meridian. And that is great. It's a great confidence builder because what you're doing is actually zipping up where you would be vulnerable. So it creates confidence, it clears your thoughts, and it protects you from negative energy. Again, you're zipping up, and it's keeping all that negative energy out, keeping that energy flowing up through here, and giving you confidence. So that's the zip up. The last one I'm going to share with you today is called the hook up. Okay, the hook up. We are going to place the middle finger of one at our navel center and the middle finger of our other at what's called the third eye, right between the brows. We're going to push in a little bit and up and breathe in and breathe out, and just hold it there for a little bit and continue to breathe. Sometimes you might yawn or sigh, and that's a great indication that you have hooked up your energies. So that's the last technique I'm going to teach you today. There are some others I can add to this, and I might do that at a later time. But I want to tell you that this hookup is great for relieving anxiety, great for centering, for calming, and it may help you if you're feeling dizzy or faint. Come here, Nala. Come here. Let me hold you. I got my little doggy here with me. But the one thing I want to tell you about the hookup too is that it's been said that if someone is starting to seizure, if you do that hookup on them, that it's a good possibility you can stop that seizure. So, powerful technique. So again, this is called the daily energy routine. Do this with your family. Everyone benefits from it. They are very simple, but they're very potent exercises, and it's cumulative when you do this routine consistently. So your energies learn to stay in that habit, and it builds on it. And it can, like I said, take as little as 5 minutes to do. So I just want to say, I hope this brings some value to you. I wish you and your family much safety and wellness during this time in particular. These can really help you to keep your energies balanced and your body free of dis-ease, and your emotional state balanced when there's so much stress and anxiety centered around what's all going on right now. So remember to breathe, do a few of these exercises a day at minimum, and just take care of yourself. Thank you. Take care.